guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society.
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't get that, man. You go through all this trouble to get here and then come here and vote Democrat.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic process. We should not forget, only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the planned military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals.
All right, thanks, Ike. Boy, you called that one, didn't you? I'm telling you right now. Evening, folks. Welcome to the American Awakening. Just got back from an event in Tampa. Trump, a brand new. It was like they launched the the Tampa Bay for 45 thing. Sue's gonna kill me, but they did a good job. It was at a beautiful church over there. Some great speakers, really good people putting this together. The Colonel drove over there with George, and Jay went along with us. We had a good time. George did tell me I got to keep this 20 minutes. Oh no! So I got to start my timer here. I'm actually going to put a timer on here because he said you're going too long. All right, so I'm going to listen to The Godfather here. But I actually started it late, so. So if we hear like a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, that means we're done. So I got some good stuff here lined up tonight. I'm going to be going through it a little bit quick, but this is stuff you're never going to hear. This is stuff completely verifiable. It's right in the papers. You can't. It's in the papers, and it's communications between myself and Charlie Crist. Didn't have time to put this together very good. I'm actually going to be putting this together on victimoftheswamp.com. By the way, please go to victimoftheswamp.com. You can help out by contributing to our Indiegogo campaign. Only got a few more days left in that. Raised about $160 on that. And I appreciate everybody's help. We need some more help with this though, right? So, but we've never been able to put much effort or time or pushing out with it or anything. So, we're working on it. But nonetheless, so here we go. I'm going to bring you over to the web page with the bottom ticker. Nope. Here we go. That's one. No, well, I got to go full page here because you got to be able to read this. You're going to lose the eye candy. Okay, so here we go. Good stuff here. So the reason I'm doing this, the last couple days during the Senate hearing with Barr, a couple Democrat congressmen pointed out. A couple Democrat congressmen pointed out that Charlie Crist had contacted Barr, and Charlie Crist was basically saying that Barr was being unethical by not releasing all the information, right? And I'm like, oh, you piece of crap. This is what I mean. Okay, so what you see here, and you should be able to see that okay, is my conversation with, this is Kendrick, Kendrick, Dylan Stafford, and Stephen Carey, mail.house.gov, all mail.house.gov. These are all Charlie Crist folks. I originally started trying to deal with Gus Bilirakis over here in Newport Richey when I was living in Newport Richey in Pasco. And Gus did nothing. I tried and tried and tried. I filed official things. I was pleading to them for whistleblower protection help. I had worked for General James Jones. I was fired for doing my job. I refused to let someone without. I refused to let someone without the proper paperwork, documentation, or meeting even close to meeting the requirements. It was a government employee access or have administrative access to a classified network, right? And that's kind of my job as information assurance security officer. Not going to go into that. That if you go to victimintheswamp.com, go to the awakening section, I've got information about that. It tells the story, documents it, emails everything. But so after I moved from Newport Richey to Clearwater, Charlie Crist became a congressman. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt, right? He in Florida, he was a former Republican governor. Then he switched to whatever. Who knows? He changes with the wind here, right? But so I reached out to them. And I said, so this is on October 30th, 2017 at 12:15, and I will put these together. I've actually got other messages that I want to put together with this from Congressman Crist, right? But if Congressman Crist is out there saying that Barr was wrong for not releasing all the information, listen to this, okay? Think of it. Okay, so here we go. Kendrick, I sent this email to try. I just sent this email to Mark Douglas. Okay, so I had was getting like nowhere with these guys. So much time had gone by. You'll see that actually this started even well before October. It started around 8/2, and so I was getting nowhere, and so I sent. I forwarded what I was dealing with to this guy Mark. He's a reporter, Mark Douglas, investigative reporter for News Channel 8. Now listen to how I start this conversation out, right? Mark, I contacted you in October 2015, warning that October 2015. You got Dan Bongino, you got Sarah Carter. Who we were out there trying to warn you guys. Well, they do. Well, Bongino does a good job. I swear to God, Sarah Carter's on the take, 100%. But she goes, so I said, Mark, I contacted you in October. This is now October 30th, 2017. 2 years later, before, October 2015, warning that the social media psychological warfare applications I developed for the Department of Defense would be used to alter the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. Now I now have evidence that Paul Manafort, John McCain, and the RNC used it in the 2008 election. 2008 used it in the 2008 U.S. election, 2010 Ukrainian election, and likely used an upgraded version in 2016 for President Trump. Now I'm going to skip all that. You can read it. I'll have it up on my website. But I'm going to go over here real quick. Here's a snapshot right here. And I've got this up on another thing. Well, I got that link up on another already in another page that we'll go to, but I wanted to show you this real quick. So at the same time I'm sending her this, I said this to Kendrick, because I've been working for Kendrick now for a couple months with Charlie Crist's office, and they've done like nothing. And I said, Kendrick, I just sent this email to Mark Douglas. This is October 30th, 2017 at 12:15 p.m. I tried to warn about social media psychological warfare applications I developed for technology being used to influence the 2016 election in October 2015. But nobody would listen. Below is direct evidence that was used by the RNC, John McCain, and Paul Manafort in 2008. These are the same people now being accused of using IIA-IO, Interactive Internet Activities, Information or Influence Operations, Information Operations, in the 2016 election. I ask that you provide this information to Congressman Adam Schiff and former DOJ Director Mueller. I am willing to provide testimony of my personal conversations with Jim Jones. That technology. Keep in mind, this is Jim Jones. I'm referring to here is the son of General James Jones, Obama's national security advisor, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, and the chairman of the Atlantic Council. And I said, I asked that you provide this information to Congressman Adam Schiff, former DOJ Director Mueller. I'm willing to provide testimony of my personal conversations with Jim Jones intended to use it for altering the outcome of elections and made it commercially available as such, right? This is information that Charlie Crist, congressman, Democrat congressman, has had, right? Now listen to their answer, and I got to be quick about this, right? Hi, Patrick, and this is a few minutes later. This is October 30th at 12:20 p.m., so just a few minutes later, about 5 minutes later. I said, or the response was, thank you for forwarding these items. This is not really, and I didn't just forward these items. I went down to their office, I signed in, I filled out an official form. I also sent in I filed all the appropriate documents that they had, and I'll post all those as well, right? But I said, so this wasn't just an email, right? This started a long time ago. This is not really in our district office's wheelhouse. We conduct constituent casework, but I was a constituent, right? And this was casework. But I will forward to our DC staff office. And by the way, they were helping me also with the whistleblower thing. So, I'm not sure if it's appropriate for Congressman Crist to forward such to other members of Congress or the DOJ, but DC will have more clarity. So this is the St. Pete office, reaching out to the DC's office for Charlie Crist, right? So these are all official government emails, right? This is legit, and I can't believe that people are not holding them accountable, right? So, Kendrick, this is me on November 7th at 10:23 in the morning. Kendrick, did you hear anything back from Washington per my request in the thread below on the information I wish to provide them? I believe this information may be helpful based on published reports of election influence by Paul Manafort, especially in light of accusations he was providing Russians with proprietary tactics and using social media to influence and push their narratives. These claims, as listed in Manafort's indictments, occurred a very short time prior to the classified work I did for the Department of Defense in social media psychological warfare. Manafort's strategic partnership with Technology, the company I developed this for and owned by former National Security Advisor, which kept the intellectual property rights to the taxpayer, funded social media psychological psyop application and strategies, and made it available for commercial sale, is deeply troubling. It's probably a run-on sentence, right? But, and I'll skip reading the rest of that. All right. So, hi, Mr. Berge, and this was on, it's from Kendrick Lewis, 10:31 on 11/7/17, so about 10 minutes later or so. This was CC'd to Stephen Carey. This is somebody new, I think, and to me, and Kendrick Lewis at house.mail. So unfortunately, even though Congressman has voiced support for a bipartisan independent commission to investigate Russian interference in the presidential election, per the House Committee on Ethics, our office cannot submit the information you have provided to the DOD on your behalf. You are welcome to contact the Intelligence Committee, but we cannot get them involved with the investigation. All the best, Kendrick. So I responded back, hey, Kendrick, is there a phone number I can get? I called then, immediately turned around on November 7th, 2017, and that's when I originally, but maybe even before that, that's when I originally contacted the Mueller's people and told my story to Mueller's staff. Was this one of the blocked out things in the Mueller report? I don't know. I don't know why. What? I don't know why these people never called me back, right? Blows my mind. Should blow your mind. Should upset the hell out of you. All right. I don't know why it doesn't. Let me do this here real quick. So, okay. So we got about, oh, you got to be kidding. So we got about 7 minutes left. So I'm going to start wrapping this up real quick. But I wanted to show you something here with that. So, um, there was, there was so that link, so I sent in another email, which I'll post, right? I sent a link to, either that Mark Davis, is that sick that the Mark Davis guy from News Channel 8 has known this for a while? Ooh, I can't skip this, right? I can't skip this. I need to pull this back up and show you guys here real quick. Well, okay, so in this email, remember, right? This is important. Remember, um, unfortunately, even though the congressman has voiced support for a bipartisan independent commission to investigate Russian interference in the presidential election per House Committee on Ethics, our office cannot submit the information you have provided to the DOD on your behalf. Now, if that's true, why, when I contacted them again, I went back down to their office, to Congressman Chris' office, and I went back down to them, and I said, I met with a person, and I signed in, I made an official report, and I went back and spoke to their veteran liaison. His name was Gershom. And this is all well documented. I got the emails, I got the text messages, blah, 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 right? Gershom turns around after it documents everything, walks over to the fax machine and faxes his stuff over, right? Now, I ended up having to follow up with him again about 30 days later. This is first part of January of 2019, right? So either they did not do this for me on 11/7/2017, either Kendrick and Stephen Carey and the DC office, Dylan Stafford, either these people were lying to me then and said it's a House violation of ethics for them to assist me with this, which was kind of like what Dianne Feinstein did to that Ford chick, right? She comes to her and says, "Hey, I've been raped 30 years ago by this guy," and Ford holds on, and Feinstein holds on to it till it becomes politically advantageous to her. Uses a rape victim that came to her. My story isn't about rape. My story is about building social media psychological warfare applications for the Department of Defense while working for Obama's national security advisor, making about $250,000 on a taxpayer appropriated Department of Defense contract. What's wrong with that? Same thing we indicted the 12 or 13 Russians for in 2018, just last year, right? Beautiful. Who cares? I was only building this for Obama's national security advisor. It's called the Shadow Net, and we only made it commercially available for the purpose of altering U.S. elections. Who would want to? We were partnered with Manafort and Davis at the time. Who would ever want to ask me any questions about that? Though I've only provided memorandums from the IAA program, from the director of the IAA program I worked on while working for Dynology in Baghdad, who thanked me for the work on the classified IAA operation. I only provided like a DOD memorandum signed on that. I only provided tax statements and everything else you could imagine. Who would ever want to listen to me on that, right? So either they are lying to me here, or when Gershom literally walked it over to the fax machine in 2019, either they changed the rules on ethics in the House committee, or Charlie Crist lied to me there, or Charlie Crist lied to me in 2019. Pick your flavor, pick your lie. I'm guessing he lied to me on both times. But I did follow up with Gershom a month later. And Gershom assured me that he sent that stuff over there. Then, and I documented it on my site. Then, and it's all documented in emails. Then I called up, after Gershom said that, I called up the special counsel's office and confirmed with them that they had received his fax. People, what's wrong with that? Either he's breaking the law right there, doing it for me then in 2019, or she's lying to me here. Isn't that illegal? They're speculating that Barr may be doing something wrong. Here's frickin' Charlie Crist right there. Republicans don't want to use this. I don't know why. Sarah Carter knows about this. Why wouldn't she tell you that? Oh, I'm sorry, she's on the take. You know, people are just using this stuff for their own advantage. They use it to is like, I guess, I don't know, markers or something. What do they do? Our country's so corrupted. Our fourth estate is so totally gone. It's not even funny. I'm at 20 minutes now right here. My little alarm's going to be going off any minute. Quick tease for what I'm going to put together for you tomorrow. I'm going to throw it out right here. Okay, so where is that? Here we go. So this is a 2007, September 27th, 2008 story that shows. This is by John Marshall with TPM, showing McCain, Palin, the Davis Manafort connection there, right? So 380, and this has like links to this. This is reporting about Mike Isikoff, how the money was being peddled, and how after McCain came in, how these guys are all tied to McCain and Rick Davis. They all operate out of the same office. But look what it says here. Digging around a little bit, I noticed that 3EDC, which was partnered with Dynology, and I'm not going to spoil everything for you all here, but I noticed that 3EDC is pretty closely tied to Davis Manafort. Not only, as Newsweek notes, does company share an address with Davis Manafort. Last year, U.S. News got Davis to admit that the company has two owners, Rick Davis and Paul Manafort. And there's a bit more, according to the July 2007 article, which is actually gone. That's another thing. 404 not found if you go to it, and then, but I found it. Don't worry. They can't hide it from me all the time. In the Wall Street Journal, 3EDC was a startup with one customer, the McCain campaign. The journal further reported that within the campaign, it was understood that 3EDC was essentially a pass-through, that it had a series of other partner firms that did the actual work. Dynology, the people I built the ShadowNet for, was literally 3EDC's number one preferred partner. I'm hoping I can pull this up here quick to be able to show you something real quick, because this is what you're going to get tomorrow. I'm going to lay it out much better. I'm going to try to keep it in 20 minutes. The phone hasn't started. It's going off right now, so I got to close this out. You'll have to wait for tomorrow, folks. This ties everybody together. Now, you can listen to this. You can be appalled. You can ask me questions. You can please share it, or you can do nothing. If you do nothing, I feel zero sympathy for you. I feel zero sympathy for Sarah Carter. I feel zero sympathy for a lot of people that have known about this and have done nothing, known about it for years and have done nothing. Nothing. But you either use it to their financial advantage, their political advantage. Do you want to hold Charlie Crist accountable? Do you want to hold the man that said Barr was lying to us, holding out information? Or do you want to start answering these people back? Do you want to reach out to Charlie Crist and ask him why he's questioning the integrity of Barr after what he did to me, a veteran, an Afghanistan veteran. I enlisted at the age of 39 in the U.S. Army, first 40-year-old to complete basic training in the history of Fort Benning. I'm a patriot, and these people have treated me and you, by extension, because this is me trying to protect our country from something I built, like crap. So share this or do nothing and get exactly what you got coming to you for doing nothing. Get off the couch. The Bible says you can't walk on water if you don't get out of the boat, folks, right? If you want to do something special in your life, if you want to make a difference, you got to get off your couch. You got to get out of that boat if you want to walk on water. You got to get off that couch. All right? You got to stop just tweeting. Don't stop tweeting yet. Share this. Tweet the hell out of this. Facebook the hell out of this. reach out to Paul Joseph Watson and Laura Loomer and say, hey guys, point out the fact that the person that I've been warning about, General James Jones, let these people know that currently he's the chairman emeritus back until December 2018. He was the chairman of the Atlanta Council, who Facebook partnered with to fix the social media integrity problem with elections worldwide. Mark Zuckerberg, I'm still waiting for an answer for you on that, because you promised Congress, you told Congress that you were going to do everything within your power to rebuild the trust that you guys had helped destroyed with the election process pretty much worldwide. And you are telling us, and I'm saying that you chose to partner with the person that you negotiated with, the organization you partnered with is headed, chairman, by the person I built the shadow net for, which was designed to use covert capabilities to influence an election. So, Mr. Zuckerberg, you're a really rich man. You can kick the shit out of me financially. I'm just this little stupid little 40-year-old private that's now 50 something, right? But I still would love the answer for that, and you kick the shit out of me. I'm hoping somebody is going to come behind me and start asking that same question, because I think this has a lot to do. I think Laura Loomer should ask you that question. I think John Paul Watson should, Paul Watson should ask you that question. Anyway, thanks very much, folks. Oh, look, remind you the Trump 2020 countdown clock is on there. Too cool, right? How many people are doing the Trump 2020 countdown clock right now? Nobody. So come to the American Awakening. Come be part of the American Awakening. Go to victimoftheswamp.com. Help share. Help us with our Indiegogo thing. And thank you very much. I'm going to put something really cool together for you tomorrow. And I did go like 25 minutes, so I got to get offline here. George, give me crap. Tomorrow I'll try to do better for 20 minutes. Y'all have a blessed evening. Thanks, Susan, for a great time tonight. And the rest of you, thanks, George. Thanks, Jay. I'm out of here.